Hey, what is up, awesome people? Shady Wags with Got Your Back Gaming, and several people have asked me what is my preference for vehicle setup in Astroneer. I've been doing a lot of cave exploration recently, deep down in the very bottom of those cave systems, and I wanted a versatile setup that was not going to leave me stranded, but also has enough storage that I could bring back all my finds. And if you stay tuned in here, I have found some pretty cool stuff. What I prefer to use is the truck with the storage rack added to the top. That storage rack can be built onto the truck from the vehicle bay, and that's going to provide you with 4 2-connector spots. All the research items will connect to those 2 connector spots. That gives you room to attach 4 items to the back of the storage rack. I then add 1 seat to the front, and I always use the printed seat over the seat that is added at the vehicle bay. Anything added to the vehicle from the vehicle bay cannot be removed, so I like to use the printed one. That way I have the option of always removing that seat if I want to use this truck as a trailer at a later time. Next to the seat, I attach a storage rack from the printer, and then I attach to the storage rack a small solar panel, a small wind turbine, and a small generator. There are times that even though you are deep beneath the surface, you're going to be receiving sunlight and wind, and by using the small sizes over the large, I'm not limiting myself to one over the other. And I'm still keeping those 2 connector spots open for transporting research items. The remaining spots on the storage I fill with organic material. There's plant life everywhere, and it's easy enough to collect ahead of time and throw it onto the storage rack, and 1 piece of organic material will charge 1 row of power cells. By having all 3 of these options available to you, in addition, always being able to collect and attach power, that's going to keep you moving for an extended amount of time. Also, the back and front cable connectors can be used to transport items. That gives you a total of 6 2-connector spots. Now, in my experience, the caves are pretty much set up in 3 tiers. You have the entrance level. This sometimes ramps down to a level right beneath the surface. Other times it may lead right into the 2nd tier, or a ledge that drops off to the 2nd tier or the 3rd. The 2nd tier is normally the most dense level, and it can be difficult to navigate at times. That's the level that's going to be filled with mineable alloys and plant life, including the plants that emit deadly gases. Keep your distance from these guys. They normally are in groups. Just mine out the area beneath them till you hear them drop, and that will kill the plant. A quick tip, when trying to navigate caves, it is easy to get that truck caught up on the stalagmites. The ones that cause the truck problems are the large ones. Just mine out the material underneath the large stalagmites until they drop, and then you can drive over the rest. What I refer to as the 3rd tier is the lowest levels of the cave. These are the levels that have that dark green colored walls, floors, and ceilings. It's down here you can find different types of research items and equipment, creature bones, ship wreckage, and it's also the home of the killer spiky plants. Do not go near these guys, they will kill you. These levels are relatively easy to navigate with the truck. They're pretty wide open, but despite them being wide open, it's not too difficult to get lost exploring the side tunnels. And the next thing you know, you're driving through these same tunnels you explored earlier. After I've explored a side tunnel, I collect all the power out of the tunnel, then I seal it off. That way I'm not wasting my time backtracking area I've already been through. Once you're down here, it's not a big deal getting out, so I never feel rushed once I'm actually down here, because at any time I can dig a tunnel out back to the surface. The real challenge is getting down here. It's going to be different from cave to cave. Sometimes just by exploring you can find the path down. Other times there won't be a path down, and you'll just have to take the time to create a ramp from a ledge, or you can always just take the truck off the ledge. This doesn't always work though. I've been thrown from the truck when it was falling, hit the ground, and died. I've stuck the truck landing, then was thrown from the truck into a spike or poison plant. Then, if you die, well, your truck is all the way beneath the ground and you're now all the way up at top. So the safest way is to find passage or create your own. You may have already researched all the technologies and you have enough titanium and lithium to last several lifetimes over. So is it really worth going through all the hassle to get down there? Well, here are some of the things I've found. Dead bodies of other Astroneers. When I first found one of these, I could not figure out how one of my bodies had ended up all the way down here. I opened the backpack and it was pretty clear this was not my body. It had equipment that I hadn't even crafted yet. Since then, I've discovered many more of these dead adventurers, and their backpacks can contain anything from oxygen tanks, batteries, materials, and dynamite. Yes, dynamite can be discovered on the cave floor and on dead Astroneers. Once you place the dynamite down, it will become active. All you have to do is hit the button and it will then detonate. The blast is somewhat underwhelming, but I have heard this is scheduled to change. A word to the wise though, be careful with dynamite in your backpack. You can hit the detonate button while it's on you. And I'm not so sure I would store this in a base that you've worked hard on and you plan on keeping, especially if you have friends that like to blow things up. I've found equipment down here like batteries and winches, and I've also found a thruster. This can be attached to the back or front of a truck or rover, and then fuel is attached to the thruster itself. This will then propel the vehicle forward or backwards. You can also attach fuel to the thruster while it's detached, and it will take off. Doesn't seem to have quite enough power to take off while you're standing on it though. And the last thing I found were zebra balls. Not actual testiculars from a zebra, but these striped glowing orbs. They don't serve any purpose from what I understand. They're leftover resources from game development that have not been taken out of the game. They do glow, so they can provide some light, and I guess you can always just kick them around and play some footy. So that's everything I've found so far. Is there more things out there? I'm not sure. I'd be interested to know if you guys have found anything outside of this. Please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you found this video useful, please hit that thumbs up button. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.